You're watching KDKA TV News this morning. The Hometown Advantage with Brenda Waters and John Burnett.
New house. Good morning. Home. That's right. It's Tuesday, April 23rd on KDKA TV News this morning. I'm Brenda Waters.
I'm John Burnett. Glad you're waking up with us, everybody. And guess what? Because we're in our new home today, I've decided to give everyone an extra hour's sleep. You know how I'm doing that?
Why don't you tell me before I got up, okay?
Well, I know. I didn't get the memo either. But check this out, everybody.
Okay.
We're going to bring the sun up an hour later this morning than we should be bringing it up. Actually, that's a typographical error on my part. It won't be rising at 7:24. It'll be coming up at about 6:30. So,
okay.
But enjoy the extra 45 minutes or so. You do have some light rain showers outside. I'll talk about those, and we'll see how cool it's going to get today and when we'll get another warm-up in just a moment.
Okay, then. In the news this morning, a grave site will be excavated later today in Moraine State Park in Butler County, where a man walking his dog discovered what appears to be parts of a body. The small, narrow dirt road leading to an area where the shallow grave site was found has been blocked off. But until investigators come in, there's no way to determine how long the grave site has been there. Neighbors say the area is used as a lover's lane with many back roads leading only to dead ends.
Where people find bones, but this, to me, I believe, will be declared a human body.
Was it one or two shallow graves?
There's two. In taking the photographs, they found where animals have been digging, and we found parts which we believe are human, which will be determined tomorrow when we dig.
Now, the coroner estimates the grave site is no more than a few months old, saying if it were there last fall, hunters or fishermen in the area no doubt would have seen it. The coroner's office is working to identify the body of a young boy found along the shores of Lake Erie. A couple walking on the beach made the discovery over the weekend. Police think the boy, who appears to be between 10 and 14 years old, died sometime last year. The boy was wearing only his tennis shoes, but a tattered life preserver was found not far away. An anthropologist from Mercyhurst College and his students combed the beach looking for clues. The coroner estimates the body had been underwater for most of the winter. A toddler has died after he and his mother were hit by a minivan in front of their home in Bloomfield. Little Ryan Brandel died yesterday afternoon of his injuries. He and his mother, Teresa, both needed emergency surgery after they were hit. Now, she is still in critical condition. The accident happened as Mrs. Brandel was putting her son in a stroller. The driver of the minivan told police Ms. Brandel stepped in front of her vehicle and she could not stop in time. So far, no charges have been filed against the driver. A suspect wanted for a triple murder in Wilkinsburg is in the Allegheny County Jail this morning. Elijah Williams was arrested in West Virginia Sunday night on charges of driving a stolen car. A background check showed he is a suspect in the February shooting deaths of Robert James, Timothy Moore, and Joel Moore. Williams waived extradition to Allegheny County and was brought back last night. Another suspect in this case, Michael Torres, was arrested in New York shortly after the murders and is also in the Allegheny County Jail. It has been the last refuge for Allegheny County elderly and poor. But now budget cuts may force the Kane hospital system to turn patients out. Investigative reporter Andy Sheehan is the only local reporter on this story. And he says the budget squeeze means people like Robert Berry and his wife Lorraine are being caught in the middle.
If we get caught in this budget crunch, I don't know what the heck we're going to do.
Robert Barry's wife Lorraine suffers from emphysema and mental disorders. Advancing in years himself and eking out a living on a pension, he says he can no longer care for her at home.
And if they discharge us, I'll be in a catch-22. I don't know what I'm going to do, because it'll be the same thing all over again as it was during the past 3 years.
You don't feel like you're capable of taking care of her at home?
I probably would be, but I'd be up 24 hours a day. And I got so tired that I couldn't sleep.
But Lorraine Barry may not be long for Kane Hospital. Cuts in Medicaid and new guidelines allow substantial state reimbursements for only more seriously ill people. On top of that, the new commissioners have cut the Kane budget by $6 million.
Well, right now we've got to begin to look at discharge planning
for those residents.
Acting Director Glenn Cannon says these introduce cost savings to counter the county cutbacks. But he says there's no way around the state cutbacks to continue caring for people like Lorraine Berry.
So you're not going to have the money to pay for these people anymore.
That's correct.
So you can't keep them.
So we cannot. And yet it becomes a major issue as what happens to these people in the community. Because the services don't exist at the community level to support these kind of people in the neighborhoods.
You don't have money to put her into a private.
I wish I did. I'd put her in a private one, but I don't have it. You see, we're in that middle, that income level.
And right now, there is no safety net in place for people who are discharged from Kane and have no family to rely on. Andy Sheehan, KDKA TV News.
And a report said Cannon is working with the County Department of Aging to come up with community support services. The state may give the county some time to work on that plan, but after that, Cannon says state funding will come to an end. If you're a parent and worried about separation anxiety when your child goes off to daycare, a new study says you shouldn't be. Research by the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development found daycare did little to hurt or help a child's relationship with his or her mother. Lynn Hayes Freeland talked with some local parents who are relieved to hear the news.
When I heard it, I was sort of a sigh of relief, because there's always guilt. And my son has been in daycare since he was 4 months old.
Of course, many mothers say they would prefer to be home with their children, but can't afford it. But at least now there's some evidence that if you choose daycare, you can expect your child to recognize you when you get home from work. Folks in the Beltouver section of Pittsburgh are upset over a proposed plan by Bell Atlantic to build a communications tower in their neighborhood. They told Harold Hayes they don't understand why a tower is being considered for such a densely populated neighborhood. And they are wondering how it will affect their health. And they're also upset because no one told them about the plan in the first place.
The first that I heard that they were going to build a tower was from a construction worker who was leveling the property off here. That was the first time that we had any knowledge whatsoever of a tower even being proposed to be built here.
Now, some of the people who live along Frampton Street have complained to City Council about the issue, and they have also filed an appeal with the Zoning Board of Adjustment. It's primary election day in Pennsylvania, so make sure you get out and vote today. Voters will choose a presidential nominee and narrow the field in several important local races: U.S. Congress, Pennsylvania House and Senate, Pennsylvania Attorney General, Auditor General, and State Treasurer. The polls open at 7 this morning and will remain open until 8 o'clock tonight. Stay with us. John's coming back to check out your exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast.
Every time you tell me that I look awful, I don't know what to do anymore.
My daughter is obsessed with losing weight. On the next Gordon Elliott.
Tuesday at 9.
Pittsburgh's grown so much since I was a kid in Oil City.
It's now home to me. I've put down roots.
In fact, more than 90% of us have lived here at least 10 years. And that's the hometown advantage.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
You see this flower?
Yeah.
Well, with the Cub Cadet tractors I sell, you'd never see something like this left standing.
It's a certain kind of person who's a Cub Cadet dealer.
Just lower the front of the mower deck about a quarter of an inch.
Who will help you pick the right equipment, then assemble, deliver, and maintain it.
Oh, sure, a lot of people talk about the space shuttle, but does it have a direct drive shaft? Honey? Honey!
Buy now. No payments until October 1st.
With a 32-valve, 275-horsepower V8, full-range traction control, and road-sensing suspension. Think of the Seville SLS with the North Star system as a very well-guided missile. At $539 a month with just $2,100 down, only one performs like Seville SLS. See your Cadillac consultants of Western Pennsylvania.
I'm Russ Rosasimo, president of Guardian Protection Services. Some people try to save money by getting guys like Lucky to install their alarms. But Guardian will install a 24-hour police-directed alarm in your home absolutely free. All you pay is Guardian's standard $24.95 monthly monitoring fee. And only Guardian guarantees 100% satisfaction or we'll remove it. Call Guardian at 1-800-PROTECT. That's 1-800-PROTECT. A Guardian protection alarm. The best way to protect your home and family, period.